She fluent in that cash talk. Walk in the booth like Naomi on the catwalk. And tell them bitches whoop whoop from the Jaguar. It ain't even right though. Push me and I might go. She ain't getting money. I'm like, what the fuck the hype for? When them bitches bite flow, make my appetite go. Poof, gone, voila, magic. Looking mad good just to pull up on them rampant.
Welcome back to another episode of Unhinged and Immoral. I am Mecca.
And I am Jamila.
It's another day in Black History Month, even though every day is Black History Month. Cool. I'm deep in my millennial bag with my HBCU-ish hat. I've never worn this, so I was like, it was a gift. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity to wear this and represent.
Rep your set.
Rep your set.
Period.
This episode will be dropping the day before Valentine's Day, which is so fun. Do you have a Valentine, Jamila? Do you think you'll have any prospects?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I don't foresee me having plans for Valentine's Day. But career-wise, I will be doing something super cool for Valentine's Day.
Oh, what?
I will be actually doing my first interview of a artist by the name. I think I can say it now because by the time everything pops out, it'll be pretty much there. Yeah. I will be interviewing Akeem Ali.
Ooh, Kimi Casanova. I know exactly who that is. He's fine.
Yes. So that'll be super cool.
Good piece of chocolate to look at.
He's very good looking.
Yeah, yes. I love when Kimi Casanova dropped. Yeah,
I love him. So basically, there's this event that goes on in Atlanta all the time called Poetry Out Loud. Mm-hmm. And one of my friends he used to do some performances. I think he still does performances. It's kind of like an open mic type shit.
Okay,
And so he invited us out. I went and I was like, I love shit like this. Like, if you know, I love live music. Yeah. I love shit like that, And so they do Poetry on Peter Street is basically when they do their spoken word, their poetry, but they have a full live band behind them. So it's giving very much.
What's it giving? Love Jones?
No, it's giving very much Medea's family reunion. He gives me courage.
He loves me. You're different.
It gives very much that.
And every way imaginable. You love me from my head, from my toenails. You got me feeling like
the
breeze, easy and free and lovely and me.
Oh, when you touch me. Oh,
don't
man, yes.
Start touching this mic like it's a dick.
Yeah. It's all of that, and it's just like so cool. So basically, they are going to be hosting his live performance. He's going to be singing / rapping with the Renaissance Orchestra. I actually don't know where he's from, but he gives me Southern.
Really?
I don't know if he's from Atlanta, but he definitely gives me Southern. So I'm not quite sure, but I know I can feel the Southern vibe. So that'll be so cool. So he's doing a performance out here with the Renaissance Orchestra.
Oh, that's
so cool. I was invited by Poetry on Peter Street, and I'll be doing the pre and post interview with him.
That's so exciting. I'm really proud of you, Jamila.
Thanks, girl. Very exciting. I'm like, yes, that's exactly right.
Wink at him or something for me.
Listen, I'll talk now.
Hello. What a beautiful chocolate man.
I will chat. I will be professional, but I just know how I look. So.
Oh, whoa. I just know that I'm a bad bitch. That's just simply chest. You know what's crazy?
Information, what you will.
And the one thing I will say, since it's Valentine's Day and we're rapping shit, in my previous life, I was low-key on the scene. I used to date a couple basketball players, rappers here and there. They're just regular niggas. And if you have the confidence that you can pull a nigga, you can pull a basketball player, you can pull a rapper, you can pull that's the one thing that when I was going to parties, I kind of felt like, ooh, what you think I'm cute for? But then it's like, well, I'm simply just cute. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga's gonna pop at you at the gas station, a nigga at one of these parties will also pop at you because you're simply you're her.
That's very valid. One thing about me though, and everybody knows this, I am not a shot shooter. I've done it before. I've done it recently.
Really?
I
What was your pickup line? I used to shoot my shot a lot. I shot my shot way too close to the sun. I ended up in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean,
I don't really have pickup lines, and that's the issue. Like, I don't know what to say. I actually get a lot of people just don't realize that I'm just so shy. I'm just a shy girl. I'm just a little
That's
girl.
a fucking lie.
I am shy.
Okay, Jamila. Because Jamila the type, all a nigga. So this is
Why
what
does
this.
nobody believe
So
me?
this is the thing. When Jamila says she don't have to shoot her shot, all you have to do once you make it clear you like Jamila though, she gonna be. Because I've seen it with my own eyes. We'll be in the club, a nigga will approach, and all of a sudden that's her boyfriend for the night. It'd be like there's a hell of niggas.
Well, you have to approach.
But then you be in love in the club after that. It's like
fun.
It's not your man.
No, it's fun. It's fun. I am a product of the early 2000s club scene where you
were not in the club in the early 2000s. You were watching the movies.
But guess what?
What?
I'm taking that back. And I'm living out my dreams. Okay. I am going to live out my delusion dreams. I don't give a fuck. This is my life.
Yeah,
it
no.
was fun. And I don't know. I feel like, and this is something that I wish boys would do more often.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much like, if I'm talking to you, if I'm dating you, if I'm spending time with you, if I'm on a date with you, you are going to feel like you're my nigga. Like, I'm going to have a good time.
Absolutely.
I'm going to play into it. I feel like some men feel this need to like try to humble a bitch and be like, let me not do too much and she gonna feel like, oh, nigga,
I hate
please.
That. Especially like the older we get. Like, one thing about me, I'm going to take a picture.
Hello?
Baby, we could take pictures professionally. People trying to definitely my camera. No, like, am I gonna post it? No, but like you is my boyfriend right now.
Hello, like let's flirt.
Adam, how we go together.
I'm very much a flirty individual, and it's interesting because as flirty of an individual as I am, it does not translate when I'm like out because, like I said, contrary to what Mecca says, don't believe anything Mecca says. She's an Aries.
What is? Nigga, you're a Gemini. You're literally a Gemini. Your sign is known for lying.
No. We don't lie.
Well,
we don't lie.
You just lied about not lying.
I am a truth teller. I am a knower of all.
Okay.
So anyways, contrary to what Mecca says, I am a shy individual and I don't like to talk to men. I don't like to go up to them. It makes me feel very, very uncomfortable and very anxious. I don't like to do that to anybody. Like, I'm not the person who sparks conversation. I'm just not good at that. I have really weird social anxiety, even though I'm very all this and always 10 toes in the water. I have to be comfortable with you in some setting to get that. Like, if you were to just meet me on the street, you would probably think I was just like really fucking weird and a little like damn, did the bitch have attitude? No, I just am very uncomfortable. So when it comes to guys,
I have a sexual energy.
Oh, I put my pussy on the floor.
I will put my pussy on the sideburns.
Like, whoa, yeah, I'm not like that. I don't go after guys. Like, I just don't. If I see somebody out and I think he's cute, this is as most you'll get out of me.
But that's a cute little face. They be knowing what that means.
Niggas don't walk up. Niggas do not be approaching these.
So you know what I have found, especially you know how you like hone your skills as you get older. Do you get this too? You're as you know, someone who's also outgoing and very loud and very like people expect for you to be like that around a hose. And it's like, oh no, I'm a lady. Like, I'm not finna be over here around the niggas. See, like, what are we talking about right now?
Unfortunately, Mecca, and together, I want to agree. However, that is also part of and I have stated this so many times. If I am not consciously aware of a fine nigga right in front of me, my brain is not on that. And I do kind of be acting a fucking fool. And so like there have been so many times where like, you know, damn, I just finished hitting the Dougie. I just finished getting up off the floor doing the worm. And it's a nigga right there. Damn,
I was trying to be sexy and mysterious.
I was literally just battling somebody.
Yeah, I'm really big. They say that's hypergamy, but I'm really big on like, no, I'm a whole different, like even still, this is so funny. I was with Darrington and I was all around niggas. And so he was getting irritated because he was like, nigga, did you change your voice?
Now you put that soft voice on.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I like, and I feel like now.
What's your soft voice, Mecca? Let me hear your talk
I
to
feel
niggas
like
voice.
trying to do it like.
Jelani also says I have a voice, but I don't.
No,
really
you
hear
have
it,
a voice. I've heard you on the phone with a nigga. You have a voice as well. That's the thing. Like most women do have a like
I want to hear yours.
A voice,
because you have a very like not raspy, but you have like a firm tone of your voice. So I want to hear how you talk to niggas.
So I feel
I'm gonna act like I'm a nigga.
Okay. Yo, I don't even feel like it's gonna translate, but I do feel like it definitely softens up.
What's good?
Now, this like we put Horace on the spot. I told him to sound like Trade.
What's popping? What's good with you?
Hey, what's up? Like it's still very like.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, like it definitely like, like
you know what that reminds me of? That TikTok was like, "Yo, what's up?" The person who sent you this.
Yo, no, I'm trying to think because it's like, oh, like, what's up with you? Okay, purr. Like this is the octave that I talk at to men. This is kind of like the tone and the tenor. It's a bit more airy. It's a bit more, it's not as, you know how you said like my voice is kind of firm. It's not as firm. It's a bit more relaxed. Like it's it's a whole different tone. And it's to the point now where like, even if my brother's in the mix, like I will turn to him, say, talk like this, da 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 da. And oh, but can you help me with this? Da, da,
yeah, because you know when like, you really get in your Cali bag, you know,
especially when I'm talking to Derek, and I'm like,
it gets real.
It gets real.
Yeah. Interesting that you kind of add like a lightness in the area. I feel like I add a little bit more bass to my voice because to me, I feel like my voice is a little bit like not whiny, but a little bit nasally, a little high pitched. Yeah. And so for me, I really like when women have deep voices. I think women with deep voices is so freaking sexy. So I feel like I lower my tone. Let me see if I can tap in. Let me think. Sexy nigga. Okay, ask me something. Let me get into the character.
Hey, yo, Ma, what's up?
I simply was unprepared. Okay, let me get into character. Hold on. Okay.
I think you're real beautiful.
Thank you. You're cool too.
Thank you. You're cool too.
Yeah.
You got a man?
No. You got a girl?
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, she know we don't have no titles.
I feel like I just, try to put like it's just really soft. Like I don't know, it's soft, but it's like
okay. So, but you see how like your go-to is to lower the volume. As a loud lady, you're lowering the volume.
Yeah, I try. I'm so demure. Like
it's a very like you get a demureness, like for sure.
It's. I'm just a lady.
I'm just a girl
who you find attractive, and I'm trying to put on my voice and just. Until I get to laughing. But mind you, most niggas aren't funny, so I never give a good hearty laugh anyway. It's usually
oh, that's low key. It just be like
that's I want to fuck laugh. Like you're not unless I
yeah, I was gonna say my real life is quite ugly. People know that.
You'll know when I'm really laughing. Like it's not been. I'm trying to think of my Rolodex of niggas. It ain't been many niggas that I found funny, to be honest with you. It's been, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't really date funny niggas. I date like quieter niggas, you feel me, who like, I'm the funny one. So I'm not saying that like they don't make me laugh, but it's not like, how it's not like a Darren, like how the girls who would date Darrington are like, oh my God, he's so fucking funny. Like I feel like two loud ass funny motherfuckers, that's obnoxious.
And that's exactly what I want.
Oh, well.
That's exactly
because,
what
I do be getting overstimulated with a whole bunch of noise.
You do.
So it's like, I don't think my man could be like that. Because I'll be like, please.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like feeling like Jelani.
As a loud, funny individual, you know that it's like, we do so much, and then we're just like, doom. Yeah. It's like nothing. So like there's peaks and valleys and stuff. And so I feel like if I date somebody seriously who's similar in that way, it's just making sure our peaks and valleys are aligned. And then I feel like it'll be cool. But I mean, I definitely when I'm interested in a guy, like humor is really huge for me. Because on one end, I need you to be funny, but on the other end, which I think is more important, is I need you to think that I'm funny.
But
Because
my humor
like
is different.
my humor is so like
I don't have the same
I want to be
humor
able to
with
say
niggas.
anything, and I don't want you to be like, wait, what? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I don't have the same humor with niggas, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
oh,
and I've been told that by, I think what like it wasn't necessarily an issue. It's not an issue now, but I think since I am so present on like social media, it's like people who know me come into the situation kind of knowing like, oh, she's funny. And then I begin around a nigga and it's like, it's still funny, but like my humor around men is way more dry. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's a dry ass humor. Like the way that even my voice and like it and it's not even on purpose. I think you naturally do change, but I'm not. I more so say slick shit, and I do that now. I do that naturally. Like I'll say something that's off the wall, but I'll say it with a straight face. Versus like if I'm with my homegirls, I'm saying it, we cracking them, slapping knees. Like I'll say it with a straight face, and then they're laughing. They're like, "Are you serious?" So it's like even the type of humor I have is kind of different, and I realized that wasn't something that I was consciously trying to do because it's like your brain works the same way. But obviously, like, you get around the opposite sex and sometimes some of us have a natural change in behavior, like we're talking about the voice and da-da-da. So it's like your delivery of your jokes the joke isn't necessarily different, but the delivery is, and that changes the whole, vibe of what's going on.
I can see that for sure.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
I guess for me, also, sometimes I tone it down and up depending on the vibe of the guy. Because I've definitely been around a guy where I feel like you don't seem like you're gonna get my whole thing. So I just dial myself back because I'm like, I just know if I was to be on 10 right now, you would like get in your shell and they would like recoil. And I don't know if that, now like thinking about it out loud is like, that sounds crazy because like you should be your full authentic self. And that's why I try not to like not do all of that shit.
Yeah.
Like whenever guys are around, I still try to just be who I am because at the end of the day, like if a nigga is going to be with me, you have to understand that that's like, this is genuinely who I am. And that cute shit gonna wear off. Like I can't be like the baddest bitch 24/7. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, a huge part of my personality and like who I am is just being a fucking fool. And it brings me joy. And so if you can't understand me being a fucking fool and join in or at least be on the sidelines and laugh, then it ain't gonna last. Like I can't
it's
overly
so
think
crazy.
about my presentation all the time.
Yeah.
Shit.
That you bring that up because, and this is a Valentine's Day-esque episode. And I just feel like my standpoint on relationships has been changing so much, especially in like the last year. Like, no lie. I think that being in love and being in such a serious relationship in my very, very early 20s, it jaded me. But then on the other end of that, I'm no longer upset or traumatized by it. I'm just on the end of like, I look at shit very realistically. And the one thing that I know for sure is that, one, I don't subscribe to the Western ideal that your romantic partner needs to be everything for you. Like, and when I say everything, we're taught that like, I need to be your confidant, your husband, your like, no, nigga, I have homegirls for that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And so for me, when we're talking about being funny, I don't have to be funny with my nigga the same way I'm funny with my bitches because I have home and I prioritize my friends as well. Like I'm not the type of girl to go get a nigga and all of a sudden I'm not talking to my friends anymore. I don't move like that. I talk to my friends every single day. Like Jamila and I, like regardless of when people be like, oh, this seems like a FaceTime. Yes, because whether we had done this podcast or not, we're going to be on FaceTime once a week at least doing this anyway. So that's why it comes off so authentic. But on the flip, it's like the older I get, relationships are not the end all be all for me. Like I definitely, especially being raised so religious, was at a point where like, okay, you have your goals and you want to get married and have a kid and da-da-da. And now it's like, even last year, I thought I wanted to be married by 30. We about to be 29 in a month or two. And now I'm like, even if I was in a situation,
get scary.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I was in a situation where that was on the table, I don't think I'd want to do it. Simply because the level of commitment that marriage requires, I'm not there right now. And like my life is just now starting to shoot up and like all these things.
It's like,
that I've quite literally been like
Savannah, slow down.
Yeah, exactly. We're at a point. It's like, and we're at the precipice of it all. Like we are really seeing the shit that we've been doing for 5 years, especially like with the internet, and just like, damn, we've been working towards this, and we're like on the cusp of greatness. No, I'm not finna marry no nigga and have no nigga in my face telling me he need me to do X, Y, and Z right now. Like I don't give a fuck.
No,
I don't give a fuck.
No.
It's my priority. And so I think that coupled with, I don't think my man needs to be anything, or not anything, everything for me. It makes me so. Sometimes when I'm talking to other girls, it's like, oh, you don't feel like you'd be funny around your man? It's not even that. It's not even that. It's just like, I can be funny around him in a different way, and it doesn't feel taxing. I don't feel like I'm changing myself. I don't feel like, because we could just sit here and be like, huh. And if I want to cackle into the phone and scream, I could call you, or I could call Sabrina, or I could call someone else. I've gotten very good at compartmentalizing, and I think that everyone needs to get good at it. Because trying to put all your eggs into one person is a recipe for disaster.
That's always going to lead to something going wrong in one way or another. Like, it's definitely important to have pockets of people. You got to have people in that pocket where they belong, and it's not a bad thing. Like, it's super important. But I feel like, you know, the way I view relationships and things, I know the things that I want and the things that are like non-negotiable for me. And because I have a lot of like weird, not requests, but like just things about me, it makes me view marriage in a way that's like, I don't know if I am going to get there.
No,
like,
that's I think that's what I'm trying to say.
No,
I'm not going to say I'm not going to get there.
Bending on.
Yeah. Marriage is about compromise, but I also think it's important not to compromise yourself. And
it's like, yeah, but no.
We've been taught, so especially as Black women, that, you know, our whole life's been fed struggle of Love Jones, Love and Basketball. Those aren't, I don't want what them bitches had with them niggas. That shit sucked.
Yeah, no.
Even if you like the movie, that shit sucked. You know, like all of these movies that are like shape our perception of love. And then you can even just look at your, you know, if you look at your parents and like if you have those examples, I am definitely at the point I would like to be married, but if it doesn't happen, I will be 1,000% okay with that.
Yeah. And I'm super independent, like,
yes,
super, super independent. And not that like you can't be independent while being married. You absolutely can. And I encourage you to be. It's just different because you have to like consider that person with all of your decisions. And if you guys are not equally yoked, that could be the thing that breaks y'all. Because it's like, I don't want to consider you with everything, but it's like, you kind of have to.
Yeah, like the older you get, it don't, like people always assume it's like infidelity. And it's like, no, when you have to really lock in with someone, it could be a lot of shit. Because that's essentially what I'm saying. Things are going so well for us that I'm not even interested in consider a nigga. I'm not going to do it. You know, like I don't want to consider it. Like, if it's between this and going somewhere, if it's between this and something we have to do, it's between you. Like, I need to, like, I want to be transparent. I'm going to choose this because this is what I've been working for my whole 20s.
Hello.
This is myself up for this.
One thing I will never do and have never done, no matter how down bad I was in a relationship or out, I will never let a nigga get in between me and my career. This means everything to me. Like, the shit that I want to do with my career has been in writing, have been envisioned since I was a little girl. Fuck you if you think you finna get in between me and that stage, nigga. Fuck you. I am not, hell no. And like, I don't understand how sometimes the women who date bum ass niggas allow them to be pulled down in that way. Leave that nigga alone.
Well, you know, some people have like big issues on codependency. And that's why, honestly, whenever we have, and I know this is like, oh, this is a Valentine's Day episode buzzkill. But since we're talking about, I think it's really important, especially I know how many like listeners that we have who are younger than us. And we, you know, you ended up having a child. I didn't have a child, but damn near, like, you know, like sometimes you leave without a baby and sometimes you leave with a baby. But nonetheless, those situations you need to get up out of. And they're so hard to get up out of, especially when you wrap up in the nigga. And learning how to navigate relationships. Like, some of this shit is a canon event. You have to fuck around and get your feelings hurt to get to the point that we're at, saying like, yo, Lucius, I'm gonna put me first. Like that's
Hello?
just first and foremost.
It teaches you so many lessons.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, the more you learn about yourself, the more fun dating is, because dating used to be a fucking drag to me. Like, I don't want to know your favorite color. But now I don't even feel like this pressure to do any of that. Like, there is no fucking rule book to dating. Like, if you like a guy and they like you, talk to that boy. Have a good time.
Should we
go on a date? Have sex.
Yeah, I think whoever you're with, but then on the flip, relationships do like require compromise. And so, but you have to okay, like we got to be a little bit positive. We can't be fuck niggas. Like but you have to be clear on what you're not willing to compromise on. I think that's and the problem with being and I literally just said this last night to someone. I am not the same person you were when you met me even 7, 8, 9 months ago. The things that I realized
7 hours ago.
The things that I realize that I want now is not necessarily what I wanted when I met you. And I'm not trying to play with you or anything like that. But I am evolving, and I'm evolving in a way like, you know, finna be 29, going into 30, like my priorities, and even looking at like, okay, little mom's was living with me, but now she's not. I don't even feel the need. Like before she came to live with me, it's like, oh, I need to have a baby. Oh, well, get a man, have a baby. I already had that experience. Like I had an instant noodle, like top ramen baby handed to me. So I've experienced that. Now I'm really not pressed. Like I'm not pressed to experience that. And so where my priorities lie and where I see myself in 5 years is not where I saw myself in 5 years this time last year. So I think
So what are your non-compromises?
For right
now?
What
are things that you're not?
I feel like
what are things are you not compromising on?
I don't need a man if he's not adding anything. And I hate to, and I don't even mean just like materialism. I do mean material. I do mean material. Okay? I do mean, and you can call me a gold digger if you want to. But but the thing is, I take care of myself. Like I pay all my bills independently. I also help my parents. Like I'm doing very well solo dolo. So I can't, our listener letter last week, I can't imagine living with a nigga and he not adding nothing. Bitch, what you here for? Because I could do this by myself. So that's number one. But number two, are you making my life easier? Like right now I have Flex. And so it's like, can you help me dog sit? Or can you go check on my house? Or like, we're at the point where we're like traveling. We're trying to plan a live show. We're doing X, Y, and Z. We're going to Mardi Gras. Like I need someone around me right now who's going to be like supportive all around. And maybe and I'm willing, you know, to also be supportive in the ways that you require me to, but I'm also okay with being like, maybe I can't be supportive in that way to you right now. Is that a non-negotiable for you? And if it is, I'm okay with us not talking anymore.
I'm cool with that.
And I feel like that's the difference between Mecca at almost 29 and Mecca at 24, because if that was a non-negotiable, I'd be so scared to like losing it. Like, you know, when you wrapped up with niggas, you're so scared to lose your nigga.
Could never be scared of losing that.
Listen, you can. That's the one thing you learn. You can never be scared to let people go, let people walk away, and it don't have to be no hard feelings. It could just simply be like, listen, this. I don't want to make you compromise yourself, and I'm for damn sure not compromising me. So there's no. If one of us is going to have to be compromised in this situation, this doesn't need to be a situation, and I'm not saying that because fuck you, but I'm saying that because I care. I don't want you to resent me because I'm over here doing, and I don't want shit like that thrown back in my face. You know, like it's a lot of moving parts. So you just have to be very clear on your boundaries. Yes. But again, willing to compromise on things that might not be such a big deal. You know?
Okay. T.
What about you?
So I feel like present day, some of my non-negotiables are you must be flexible. In every sense of the word, because my schedule is not fixed. It's not a fixed schedule. It is very kind of touch and go. Shit has been busy around these parts, and I need you to be flexible with that. You know what I'm saying? But I also need you to be ready to go because the moment I have free time,
you like, where's my nigga?
You gotta be ready, like. So I don't know, maybe a nigga gotta have a fixed schedule. I'm being a little funny, but like, no, like, you know, at some point we gotta
link up.
So it's like,
I need my back beaten at some point in time. I'm just saying I'm not available every night per se. Like,
I need you to be secure.
Mm-hmm.
And that security is super, super important, because one thing I will never entertain again is an insecure ass nigga. I cannot deal with that shit. Please check that shit at the motherfucking door. Like, especially considering I'm so heavily online now, I know that breeds a certain thing. I remember I was loosely talking to this guy several months ago, and he just was a little fucking crazy. Like, to the point where I was like, okay, nigga, this ain't you're crazy. And I basically like just kind of ghosted him because I was like, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Do y'all know that this nigga, when he finally hit me back, and was just like, oh, I'm just like, you're doing too much. This nigga said, oh, I bet you're going to tell your TikTok all about this.
Yes, I am.
I said, nigga,
I'm going to tell them you're weird.
You would, not even that. I said, what makes you think you would ever get a spotlight? Like, nigga, I don't talk about none of my niggas on here. What makes you think you the one that's going to get talked about? We ain't even link up for real. What is you talking about? Like, and it was just that sentence alone was such a ick. Like,
yeah,
what? Like, I get icked out real easily. I don't like I don't know. So many things get me ick. I don't like boys who have icky traits.
Yeah, I feel like I icked myself to the max. And that's the other thing I've noticed. I put up with so much. I mean, I know you can relate to this, Jamila. I put up with so much in my last relationship that now that's another thing I've been working on in the past year. I've been working on finding a happy medium, like in terms of, well, he sneezed wrong. You can't say fuck him because he sneezed or breathed weird. That's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I was absolutely at a point where it was like, I put up with so much shit and so much bullshit that coming out of that, I said, I'm not putting up with nothing. And I didn't. Like, I would leave niggas alone. And the one thing about, I feel like women, you got to practice, like, go through a phase where you practice just for any little thing, like just leave him alone, because then it gets very easy to leave him alone when they do something that is like an actual red flag. Like it's a muscle that I exercised. And I feel like we're taught that ride or die, like you're supposed to thug it, you're supposed to work through things. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not working through anything with you, nigga.
Fuck no,
absolutely
baby.
not. So like I exercised that muscle, and I exercised it to the max, like leaving niggas alone when they would like breathe weird. But now I'm at the point where I don't regret it, because when I see like legitimate red flags and I'm like, that's a characteristic, and they're valid. Like, I know it's important for me to be able to rely on a nigga. Like I said that. So when you show traits of like, and
reliability is huge.
And also huge. Do not tell me you're going to do something and then do not do it. That is the quickest way for you to nip. Bitch, when I say I be right there. Like, I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with that. There's a bit of trauma that's attached to that. We don't have to get into that. But what I'm saying is, do not tell me you're going to do something, especially because I am the type not to ask. Well, let me not say that, because one thing I will do is ask a nigga for money. But I'm a very independent person, and that is obvious when you come into my sphere. I think when I get close to men, like, and they come into my house and they look around and it's like, it's just you? It's just you here? Like, yes, no, this is all me. I do everything for myself. Like, I don't have to talk about being an independent ass woman, because it's clear when you're dealing with me that I am. Now, once we're getting to the point past where it's like you want to contribute to my life, that's where I'm like, open that purse. But before that, what ends up happening in my experience is that when niggas see that you are hyper independent, they will offer stuff. And they think they offering it to
really? Where them at?
They don't mean it. They don't plan on doing it. They only want to offer it to show their worth. Do you get what I'm saying? Because
never experienced that.
I'm crying.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
Okay, hold that thought, because I really want to get into that, because I've talked about this with Kuzi before. No, I've talked about this with Kuzi before. You know how when you be like, oh, I need my man to do X, Y, and Z, da, da, da. And the girls be like, I've never met no man like that. Or the niggas be like, I'm not like that. I'm like, I'm be honest, I ain't never crossed a nigga who said anything I said was out of pocket. I feel like I only attract niggas who gon' go.
I've never dated a guy. I don't ask guys for really anything. I don't ask for anything. I'm not gonna. I don't know what it is.
I don't ask as much now. In my early 20s,
I am not asking any. I'm not asking you for anything.
right?
Like, and I do mean anything. I do not ask
that's
men
the
for
issue. You gotta
anything.
the things you ask for. When we were younger, I used to ask for a lot because I actually needed it. Like I needed the money. Like I needed the money to go get my nails done. Like because I didn't want to spend my money over here. Da, da, da. Now it's like I have the funds, so I don't necessarily ask for funds, but I'll ask for other stuff. Like, can you come help me do this? Can you take flex here? Da, da, da. Can you do X, Y, and Z? Like I'm big on asking because I feel like when like a person's willingness, and this can be man, women, they, them, a person's willingness to like tap in and help you out shows what type of person they are, type of partner they potentially will be. And there are little tests that like the older we get, I've learned that's something I absolutely do. Like, can you please help me do this? And this is not like a monetary thing. It's something kind of where you got to show up.
So you like acts of service as your
acts
love
of service,
language.
gifts. I am definitely do things for me. But I'm also like that. I constantly say I'm like that because I have the dad who I told him I liked Kit Kats one time when I was in 3rd grade, and the nigga shows up with Kit Kats to this day. I've changed my candy tastes how many times, but he held on to that. Like he was just always the parent who would show up with random little gifts for us. Like I saw this and I thought of you and I got it.
But
like
I don't know what it is, but you know, I think what it is with my dad, like a lot of the stuff that we experience, because my dad is very, I know he's going to watch this and grin. Don't, like, you're still a boy. So don't ever get to, you know. But like this nigga, it be good at shit. Like he's good at being a guy. Like, so the example I have, unfortunately, like, you know, seeing the way that my dad treats my mom, it's not like at least from my perspective, I'm sure they have their own thing outside of us. But in my perspective, like my mom don't be like asking my dad for a lot of stuff. Like she's not going to be like, oh, can you da 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 da. Like, you know, for example, for Valentine's Day, since, you know, here we are. Now my dad has been slacking for the past couple of years, so pick it up, Jeffrey. But we used to get Valentine's Day gifts every single year from my father.
Yes.
And so, and it was not because we asked, like, Daddy, can we get something for Valentine's Day? Like, never, ever. Like, it was just something that he did. And so maybe that's where it comes from for me. I never think to be like, let me ask. Like, I want to see what you're going to do just off the strength of you being you. I don't want to have to coach a man to do anything. And that's not even me saying like I'm testing a nigga. It's not even on some test shit. Because like, if you don't ever get me something that we were talking for 2 months, I don't feel like that's not necessarily a ding against you. It's just something that like I noticed that like I don't experience a lot. Like I just don't. Like what's interesting also is a lot of men don't, and maybe this is just my experience and maybe I just have low standards. I'm just a slut whore. I don't know. But the dates are far and few in between. The guy that I dated most recently has been the most consistent dates I've been on, like actual dates. Before that, it's been like,
I wonder what that is because I literally had a curse. That.
I always told my friends I had a curse. I could never get to a second date.
Oh,
and
really?
I mean a date. Not obviously I could, you know, link up a couple times or I would see you more than once. But as far as
message
dates,
people or like when you're meeting, do you suggest spots? Because me and Kusi have literally had this conversation on live. Like some of these problems that I hear is like, and it was funny because, you know, Kusi is my best friend. She's Ghanaian and she's a dark-skinned woman, right? So we were on live talking about this same thing. And I was saying what I'm saying to you, Jamila, I've never had this issue. Like I be getting took on dates and everything, da da da. And so then they started to try and make it a colorism thing. And she was like, well, hold on. I get taken on dates too, bitch. I don't know what the hell you just talking about. Like, I think it genuinely, it's like aura, or then maybe it's also like how you approach, because I will say me and Michaela lived together at one point in time and we do have a very similar style in approach and how we deal with men. So her saying, me being like, I've never had this issue, we've never had this issue, but we do things kind of the same. Like when I meet someone, I'm I'm aware of how I present myself. Does that make sense? So I present myself very manicured, very put together. These are silent signalers that like this is upkeep. And I'm doing it by myself as far as when you meet me. My nails are completely done. I don't never have like raggedy nails. My hair is always put together. So when I'm suggesting dates and date night spots and it's like, I guess Joey Uptown, you shouldn't be too shocked.
I mean, I feel like it's the same over here. I'm very like I'm exactly who I am, if that makes sense. So if you look at my Instagram, like that's pretty much what you're gonna get type shit. I'm very well put together, all of the things. I come with a lot of suggestions because I'm very much into doing stuff like activities. Even with my friends. Like I'm into just doing stuff. Like I want to go, I suggest things all the time. But I think what typically happens is men feel like they got to get the first date out the way to say that they did it, and then they want to immediately fast forward to like that comfort level. I don't let them do that.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
And it's like,
no, I don't. I know Koosie's like this too. I don't make niggas feel comfortable very quickly. Does that make sense? Like how like exactly what you said. Maybe that is literally it. Because I know for sure.
But I'm trying to figure out what is making a guy feel comfortable or making them feel uncomfortable. So, I just feel like I cannot rewire my brain to do anything other than what it's already good to do. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but like I cannot do all of these like games or like I'm gonna say this thing to get this reaction. I'm gonna do this thing.
It's not necessarily that.
It's just like, and if you meet me where you show me who you are, and I can only show you who I am. I cannot fathom like I just am not conscious. I cannot make myself be conscious in the way of like, oh, I have to do this or I have to.
But it's not necessarily that, Jamila. It's kind of like I don't know you like that, nigga. Like I would say, it's like you trying, but because I get what you're saying. Niggas will take you on one date and then want to take mind you, we just met. You took me on a date. The comfortability level is at 5, and now after the date, you want to take the comfortability level to 27, and that and within a 24-hour span. That's not how it works, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like that's how it works. So when niggas start getting too friendly, too comfortable, it's like it's not like you be like, nigga, relax, but you be doing stuff to let them know like, I don't know you like that. Like, I don't know. And maybe that's like the bit of the aggressive Aries energy in me. Like I just naturally check that shit immediately. Like, oh no. Like, you know how they'll be like, this is so cliche and a classic. And I will say niggas don't do it as much now that I'm older, but what you about to do? I'm about to get in the shower without me. Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm about to get in the shower. Like I will like I will always check it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, you wanted to get into sexual innuendos? Absolutely not. I don't, and that's another thing. I don't talk to niggas sexually.
I think when guys talk sexually before you,
especially
before you've ever even done anything sexually, I am so terrified of it. Like,
please.
What? Like,
no.
What? Like, what did you just say? Like, nigga, we ain't even kissed and you talk about what? Like, there was this guy I had met out. This was the scariest shit I've ever encountered, bro. I was like, I don't think that was like the most forward shit I've ever experienced. I met him out at some place I had went to. I thought he was cute. He came up, we exchanged numbers. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we'll hit each other up, whatever. So fast forward to like maybe a week later, he starts hitting me up. We were having very casual conversation, nothing really extreme, just like a little kiki here and there. Not even a kiki, child, just a little one too. And one day I saw that he was FaceTiming me, and I was just like, but like, I don't mind random FaceTimes. Let me say that. I don't either. I'll random FaceTime. That's my problem. I live for a major, random FaceTime, but for me, our conversation via texting was not interesting enough for me to care. Like, I was not interested. I was not stimulated. Like, it was nothing. So when I saw that he was FaceTiming me, I didn't care to answer, so I just ignored it. And then the next day, I was just like, "Oh, my bad, I was asleep." Just a casual lie.
I don't even be lying.
He said, "Oh yeah, I was trying to eat that last night." What? Never responded. Are you shitting me? Mind you, we have barely even talked, nigga. That was the first time calling me, and you said mind you, I'm thinking in my head, maybe he was drunk last night, because But then for you to sober up the next morning and still feel the need to send me that text message, you are a predator. You're scaring me.
You know what? I give
me.
real Kamala Harris vibes in the first 3 months. I'm not gonna lie.
You are, but you're just very strict in general.
I'm a strict lady. I really, and I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier about compartmentalizing and not being afraid to leave niggas alone. Like if it's not giving, if I'm not feeling the conversation, I'm good on this.
I feel that. I definitely am. If you do something that I don't like, or if I feel like we don't have compatibility, I have no issue with leaving it by the wayside. But I would not classify myself as strict. I really wouldn't, because I know myself. Like I'm gonna enjoy you in the moment. Like I said, like we don't have to like do all like this. I just can't. Like
I don't feel like you should try and do like. I feel like what I'm saying, it should feel natural. That's not, you should not have to like
I don't want to
force yourself. But what I am saying though is that the moment, how do I say this? When you first start enforcing boundaries, it doesn't necessarily feel natural in the first, well, now
I have boundaries.
No, I'm not saying you don't have boundaries.
You said, bitch, please. No. You said this bitch is
no, because you stepped. No, but you said like you want it to feel natural. And the thing is, if you've been to therapy, like enforcing boundaries and changing behavior is not going to feel natural at first. And I just know like it's obviously been like a culmination and very slow process, but being able to be like, no. And I don't talk to niggas who it's like, if it's only been like a couple weeks, I'm not burdened by the fact that, oh my God, he's so cute. Oh my God, I really like him. Like, I don't feel those things. Like, obviously, if we hang out and it's a good date, like me and you both know I'm a good time girl. Like, I'll make you feel like my boyfriend right there. Like, I'm also not a person who's on the dates awkward. That's also why it do be kind of be funny. Yeah,
I'm going to have a good time.
I'm going to have a good time.
And I feel like I take everything day by day. I try not to think too far in the future. And I think maybe that's why I'm just kind of like, I just don't have all these crazy expectations because I don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. Today was a good day.
Because I feel like the stricter you are, life is easier. And also being strict, that's only going to lead to the men or partners in your life who's supposed to be there. Because you haven't folded on yourself. The one thing I've learned about is every time I've folded on my own boundaries, it only ended up hurting me.
For sure. Boundaries are very important. And I have my boundaries that I feel like are not, I want to say strict. They're just there that I stand firm in and I just don't bend on those things. But beyond that, like I said, I just take every day as a new day.
Dating is weird though.
I'm going to be talking to you next week. So like today we're cool. Like, and I'll take it as that. Like today we cool. Nothing has happened for me to not like you. I still think you're cute. Let's check in tomorrow. Because tomorrow I could not think you're cute anymore. So let's enjoy today.
Okay. I know you get bored easy and not thinking somebody's cute. But the thing with boundaries, I feel like is, and maybe it does, I'm trying to rehab my strict lady image. I don't want everyone to think I'm so strict. Maybe just a little bit. But the thing is, if you like have like a really big boundary, I've just like done a lot of work to see what are the little steps that can make it so this big boundary is broke. And I know that sometimes when you're dating, you want to give people chances, and like maybe right now it's not a big deal right now. Like it's just one little floozy But like I have just noticed as much because I've dated a lot of dudes, and it's like, okay, usually when you start trying to explain that one little floozy that doesn't seem like a big deal, it is a big deal. Because that's like the first red flag and even maybe it's not even big enough to be a red flag, but it's a telltale. It's a precursor. It's foreshadowing. And so often you don't have to stop talking to them in that exact moment, but I do think you need to take note. And so when I say I'm strict and I'm just like, no, that first time I'm taking note. And this next time I see it, it's clipped. Like I'm just very, very observant. And every time I've ignored those little city signs, I end up regretting it. I value my peace way more.
You have to pick up on the little weird things that happen.
Because that's the thing. It'd be a little weird.
And it's never just weird. It's wrong.
It'd be wrong. But we're so like, oh my God. Like, okay, the example I was going to give you was because I feel like this actually happens a
I
lot.
was gonna say, what's the scenario?
The scenario
hypothetical?
was you're supposed, like, you've been dating someone for, let's say you've been dating them 6 weeks. So you guys have like a rapport, you know, maybe you've been on a date or two. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be like the most like, you know, date guy, but you plan a date and he completely like flakes. Like he flakes with no like communication is when I say flake. He cats off. And then he comes back the next day and he gives you an excuse as to why he catted off. Now here's the thing, the you've known him though. It's not like a first date where you've been talking to him for 6 weeks. So your inclination is to feel like, oh my God, like he gave me an excuse, da-da-da. Like, how would you handle that is what I'm saying.
I've been in kind of this scenario before. I am a listen first, act second. I try to like let me assess the situation. Not to say that I just let excuses fly, but like I'll hear you out. I'll hear you out. And but being flaked on to me is a really, really no-go. Like, no. And there's a difference between like something came up and I just flaked. Because if something came up, you typically would say it when it's coming up, not the next. And that's how you know somebody's lying. I had this guy that I was talking to for a little bit, and we had planned a date, and I'm getting ready for the date and everything. I text him like, hey, like, you're gonna be here at this time. No response. Never got a response. So I just ended up, me and Jelani went out. And then the next day he tried to hit me up. I was just like, nah, I'm good. Like, that was weird. He said his cousin had died. And in that moment, like, especially considering that time when that had happened, it was a lot going on. I was trying to be empathetic because it's like, damn, I mean, if my cousin had just died, would I be thinking about a date that I was supposed to go on? Probably not. So I was trying to be empathetic and understanding. And so I was like, you know, I understand, like, you know, whatever. I tried to let it go. He ended up scheduling it for like a couple weeks out, and the same exact shit happened. I said, damn, not your cousin died twice. And I stopped talking to him from there. Like, you don't get to, no, you're not gonna just keep, and I don't, there's some things I don't fuck with. Yeah, like wasting my time is going to piss me off because I don't, and being super late and shit like that. I don't like when people are really late. I don't like people wasting my time. I am very, very anal about shit like that because things do come up. And if we have to reschedule, we can, that's fine. Like, hey, something came up today. Can we da-da-da? But make a plan, since if you're in the wrong, nigga, make a plan to correct it, nigga.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
I have to be honest, I wouldn't have even given him the second day. And that's where Miss Jerk bitch. Because I didn't need you to finish the story. I didn't need you to finish the story.
I was gonna say, in that scenario, you said they didn't say anything during, like, beforehand. So that's
no,
clipped.
I know.
Now, if they would have said something beforehand, then it's like, you know, I'll give you an opportunity.
The letting me know that you're not gonna make it, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you did, because the thing is, I was laughing because before you even said he rescheduled and did it again, I knew he did it again. Because the thing about them type of niggas, that's what they do. And they don't just do it with that. They'll do it with other shit that, like, you keep fucking with him and you need help to come do this, come do that. And now he's flaking on you and you don't know nothing. So like the first time, I'm gonna be honest, I've been in that situation. I don't know why people always have people dying. I don't want to say everyone's lying, but the last time that happened to me, I literally sent, I'm so sorry, my condolences. That's how I responded to it. And I didn't say anything else. He obviously didn't hit me back for the rest of the day. And you know, he didn't hit me back the next day either. But then when he tried to hit me back, I didn't respond. He was like, damn, you know, I just had to, you ain't going. I didn't respond. I don't have any interest. And so I guess, like, that's the part where it's like, I have empathy. I'm sorry that happened. My condolences. Like, and I absolutely do understand, like, having a sudden death in your family is very traumatic. But if you were interested in me at the level in which you're pontificating, acting like you are, because
you would have
said
how I
said, the key here is not someone you just met. It's not someone you've been dating. So at this point,
so in that case, that was somebody I had kind of just met.
okay.
That's the
So
only reason I gave him like that second chance,
right,
because we hadn't
you didn't
even
know
had
each
a
other.
date yet. Right. And there was no rapport or anything. So that's why I had gave him like, okay, you know, like, let me see. Because I didn't believe him when he said it.
And you don't really
like,
know me to feel no ways about flaking on me. But a lot of time, like I said, when you have somewhat of a rapport, that's the situations where the girls will be like, oh my God, he hasn't done this before. I don't know him for real, but I kind of know him. Let me give him another chance. No. I'm sorry that happened. But if you were fucking with me like I thought you were fucking with me, you would have let me know what was happening. And you would have let me know so I could, oh my God, what you need, because that's what people do when they care about somebody for real. I mean, that is what happens.
I'm really big on, because this is what I've noticed. And I think your love, it's interesting because I feel like, maybe this is just a me thing, but whatever. I feel like your love language changes and adjusts as you grow, and depending on what you're lacking and you're receiving, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for me, my love languages used to be something completely different, but now my love languages are very much words of affirmation, because that was something I was not getting for a long time. Like, I would not hear any of those things. I would never know. And it started to make me self-conscious and a little bit like more self-aware of like, I'm not hearing the things I need to hear. And you know what? I actually need to hear those things for validation. I actually don't think you like me anymore unless I hear you actively saying how much I mean to you. What do you feel about me? What do you think about me? I need to hear it often so I can get that validation. And what I've noticed is a lot of men really suck at that. They feel like just their presence, like, I wouldn't even be talking to you if I didn't think you was pretty. Nigga,
that's so weird, Jamila, because I just feel like I'm not an affirmation girl. Like I said, I'm more of an action girl. And on top of that, my mother is extremely affectionate and my mom is extremely like affirming. Like, but my dad is like the complete opposite. And so even if like, I mean, you've seen how me and Darrington interact, we don't really say like, we don't say I love you a lot. We don't hug each other a lot. Like, that's not like, we're not physically affectionate in that way, but like, I don't doubt it. Like if he needs something, I got him. If I need something, he got me. So I definitely carry that spirit with my energy, like into my relationships. And I have to say, as someone who, words of affirmation, you could tell me I'm pretty or not, I'd be running down on all the niggas who are constantly like, you're so, and it's, I be wanting to be like, I be feeling like I need to say it back to them, because something I've noticed is like, people do what their love language is. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's just natural. Like, oh, I like being told I'm attractive, so I'm going to tell you you're attractive, because I do that. Like, I like people doing stuff for me, so I do stuff for people. We have to like love people in their own love languages. And I'm trying to figure out, it's like the cliche, like opposite attract, but I don't know, because that is like a thing when.
Do you like that though, or does it make you feel uncomfortable?
Like, no.
Since you're not really.
I like it. Like, obviously, who doesn't like being told they're pretty? Right. But like what you're talking,
I mean,
this is not the first time Jamila and I have had this conversation. I am coming to this with a bit of prior knowledge, and it's like what you be describing that you want is what niggas will do to me, and it doesn't do for me what I know it would do for you. So I be sitting here like, how do you like translate how to get a nigga? I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you to like. I really don't know. It's I feel like
it's one of those things where it's like, I don't actively like seek out men in general. So I feel like I just don't date as many people in general. Like I just don't. Like I'm not on the apps. I'm not doing all of that or anymore.
I'm not on the apps either. I get like I just do respond to Instagram DMs, if that makes sense.
I don't even be opening them.
So listen,
unless they're super sexy.
I have noticed. I'd be over here trying to draw the connect the dots. Typically, when niggas like will constantly respond to your stuff and be like, "Oh my God, you're so pretty" and stuff. Not the ones who just simply do hard eyes, but the ones who take it a step further and will like type out, "Oh, you're pretty. Oh, you're this." Those are the ones who will also articulate it to you in person.
You know what I've also experienced? Niggas who do that, and then once you get with them, they immediately stop.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I always say, like, I just feel like I have the worst look. Truly.
I've experienced that, but not with the
experienced-
compliments. Like they'll stop liking my stuff.
So many
I'm
horrible scenarios with
traumatized.
men. Like you would not, if I laid it all out, guys, y'all
We need to
would
get
not
Jamila a
believe-
dating show because I feel like I'm just like, I've never experienced that in my life. And Jamila's like, my trauma.
Nobody has. No, literally, nobody I know has experienced all of the bullshit that I have. I just think I have bad fucking luck. Like I can't even say it's who I attract. I can't even put that on myself. I ain't gonna put that on me no more because some of the shit that I have experienced is like, bitch, what the fuck? And it's like, bitch, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is because all of these niggas are completely different. Like, I don't have a type in really any sense of the word. Like, if I
do you go
attractive,
okay as someone from a 2-parent household? Are you very intentional about dating men who are also from 2-parent households?
I feel like if I want to take you seriously, then that's definitely something I consider. But I haven't been wanting to take anybody seriously, so I didn't really give it.
I think that even yet and still now, I'm not.
But that's it.
I was going to say,
matters.
obviously, this is
men
nuanced.
who hate their mothers will hate you.
Yes, this is nuanced, and I'm not saying every single man from a 2-parent household is the one for you. However, we're just saying, however, something I have noticed is when you run down on a man like Jeffrey, who has a daddy like Jeffrey Bell, who has a daddy who handled business, even if they are not wanting you, they will still come across like they're handling business. And I say that to say, I have myself dated and seen my homegirls date guys who like they had really good fathers. They watch their fathers treat their mothers very well. And so they naturally treat women in general very well. And so sometimes that can even cause confusion. And does he really like me? Because you're not used to getting treated very well. When in fact, this nigga doesn't even like you like that. He's just decent and you're not used to decent niggas. So that
happens a lot.
It happens a lot.
With the couples that I know that are engaged or married or pretty much about there, all of the men have, if their parents are not still together, their father was very present in their life. They have both parents in their life or their parents are still together. I see that so often. There's just simply
you can simply go on Twitter
pipeline.
and see the niggas who talk about their, mind you, their mothers did everything for them. They still blame the fact that their daddies didn't want them on their goddamn mamas. That shit is crazy as fuck.
Their mother.
Bitch, I don't give a damn what nobody says. I don't give a damn what nobody says. There is absolutely a correlation.
How you mad at your mama because your daddy left?
When that nigga said that shit on Twitter, I said, bitch, are you stupid?
You fuck ass nigga. That's why your mama should have beat you a little bit more with your dumb ass. God damn.
Mind you, Jamila don't believe in whoopings.
I don't even believe in whoopings, but you need your fucking ass whooped with your big blockhead ass.
Yeah, no, there's a correlation.
Fucking mama because your daddy a deadbeat.
And those are questions that I absolutely ask. Maybe that's it though, because those are questions I ask. I'm like, oh, like what's your relationship with your dad like? I also do be making it clear, like I have a father. I'm big on that. I'm not fatherless. Because I do be feeling like, mind you, it's not funny. I'm light and daring to spot up. Just know that niggas, they absolutely notice when you move like you don't have a daddy. And they're aware. They're aware. Just, baby, you think they aren't sharp on your situation? You don't never have to tell them.
Preying on it.
You don't never have to tell them your dad wasn't in your life. They can tell. They smell blood in the water. Okay, so I carry it like, do you have a father? Because I do. Yeah,
and it's funny because I was talking to this one guy and I had said something so casually like, oh yeah, I was just gonna get my daddy to like look at it or something like that. And nigga thought he was so funny, and I'm like, what? Oh, your daddy? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a dad.
Yes. What?
And it just reminded me 3 years ago. That was one of the other TikToks I had made it over to Twitter, and the niggas were so mad because I had a roster and I was talking to niggas and I had to move, and I asked all 3 of the niggas I was talking to come help me move, and none of them. Now, mind you, I didn't say this in the video. I was only fucking one of them, and I wasn't, like I was only fucking one. It made it seem like I was fucking all 3, but I asked all 3 to come help me move because, I was talking and dealing with them, and all 3 of them didn't. And what did I do? I called my dad. My dad sent me the money for the movers, and I immediately stopped talking to them niggas. And it was like, I was just like this whole big thing. Well, it's like, no, but that's the thing.
Y'all missed the whole point of that.
Y'all missed the whole fucking point as usual. Like, it like this shouldn't even be a question of if you should not be fucking nobody, dealing with no one who you cannot come call in the middle of the night, tell you come change your tire, baby. I don't give a damn what nobody say.
It's weird, and sometimes I feel like, and this I know is problematic, but
say it.
Sometimes I genuinely feel like I shouldn't even expect for a guy to operate like my father, because that would simply be unfair. Because I know you niggas could never.
No, but
and that's not even. It's like I'm
the
so
thing
serious. Like y'all
is-
just don't understand.
Okay,
the shit
maybe
that I've
that's the
seen my
thing.
dad
That's
do,
the
bro.
thing.
Like I just don't even expect it, because I know you guys could never deliver. Y'all could never be Jeffrey Bell. So why would I expect these niggas to be Jeffrey Bell?
That's why you keep ending up with niggas who. Now we get into the rut. We get into the rut.
But the thing is,
no, it's not. Jamila, listen. Shout out to Jasmine Drake. You know Jasmine's.
The expectation is great and all, but I also have to. It's also just niggas. Like y'all have to. Like you can cast a wide net.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've casted a wide net. And while I have quote unquote low expectations, it doesn't mean that like I'm just grabbing any and everything and allowing things to happen. Like I still have boundaries. I can still recognize when somebody is not shit or not worth a damn, and I can leave them by the wayside. What I'm saying is a lot of these men just don't have good qualities.
Fair enough.
And it's just like, it just is what it is. So I lower my expectations, because I feel like the expectations, if you have lower expectations, you're not getting
your feelings
my
hurt.
Heart's not broken if it doesn't work out. Like I didn't expect it to. Like you're just a boy, and I expect a boy to behave like a boy. Now, obviously, if I had somebody with amazing qualities in front of me, like I'm not stupid. I know how to,
do you
respond to
practice
that,
like non-attachment? Because I think that tying your expectations to like your feelings being hurt, the piece there is like your feelings getting hurt because you expect them to be, to maybe live up to your dad.
Like I said, as far as like me being strict or what have you, I can only be Jamila. And if
you're not even being Jamila for real, because you're not expecting what you naturally would expect of a nigga. Do you get what I'm saying?
But expecting it and not receiving it are two different things.
No, but what I'm saying is, you're saying you can only be yourself. You had a really good example of a dad who was like, you saw him do all this stuff for your mom. So you're saying you naturally do have these expectations of men, but you yourself are lowering the expectations to meet them where you're at. You're already altering how you're coming into the situation.
I mean, I guess I really don't know. It's just like I said, I don't have these expectations for you to be able to uphold the standard that my dad set. But I still want that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like I don't and I won't settle. And that's like the point. Like I'm not settling. I'm not just gonna be like, oh well, I guess it's as good as it's gonna get. So
what's an example of something that like you expect, like you saw your dad did and you naturally would expect a man to do?
The way, let me see. I don't want to get too.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, not a specific, but like something really lighthearted, like not serious.
Okay, just for example, like the way my mom could say anything. My mom could say anything. Like my mom is, if you know my mother, she is similar to me in the way that she has a very strong personality, and she is 100% herself. And when I tell you I've never seen it faze my dad ever. My mama could be hanging from the ceiling from her toenail with a G-string on it. My dad does not waver in the way in which my mom is just herself. And on top of that, like my mom could be anywhere right now, and if she's calling my dad for help in any kind of way, it's not even a question, and he's not upset about it. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't get upset at having to help his wife. Like,
yeah.
He's never frustrated with having to step in and help her. Like, because that's what he wants to do. And because he feels that sense of love and like protection of her. And I'm not even like a super gender rolly type of bitch. And I think a huge part of that is because honestly, when I look at my parents, kind of their gender roles are almost flipped in kind of a way. like my dad is very much domesticated. And my mother has always been very, very work.
Same with
like
my parents.
The boss bitch. Like she manages the finances and all of those things. And my dad is Molly, the maid. So,
well, okay. To your point about how your dad can, or your mom, whatever she's doing, she knows she can rely on your dad for help. You grew up with that, and that is a natural expectation of you. So, like when you go into dating situations, what I'm saying is, I don't, especially once you're kind of getting past the 6-week mark, I don't think that you should pull back on expecting to be with someone who you can call whenever you need anything. In fact, you don't even have to start calling them about serious shit, but you can already temp check for how he's feeling about search. And that's what I'm saying I do. Like I was
going to say, and that maybe that's the thing. I don't do that at all.
Okay.
I'm
And I
not
think
like,
that-
even if something goes wrong, like say I have a flat tire or whatever, by the time you hear about it, it had already been fixed. And it's just like me having casual, child, why the other day my tire got flat and I had to, like, I'm not even thinking about like telling you in the moment, because that's just not the way I move. I just get shit
even
done.
if you
I just
tell
handle
him
it
afterwards,
and I bring it up later.
You should notice if he says, why you ain't call me? I'm just saying of the things that like, how you say you're like casting a wide net, but these are the indicators that this person is going to be in line with how your dad thinks. Because sometimes niggas do want to help, you just don't think to do it. And I definitely do understand that. And I know for me personally, when as someone who is also very hyper independent, and I'm talking and like, why you didn't call me? I would have came and helped you. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I feel like if he have attitude that you didn't call him, that's a good sign. They're like, for real, like why didn't you call me? I would have came and helped, or I would have did this, I would have did XYZ.
I suppose. I just don't really.
You're not looking at Melisa in the camera. I
suppose. I mean,
not this turned into a Dr. Phil session on Jamila's dating life. Why you feel like you're not worthy, girl?
I do. I just don't. These men are just. It's just not happening. Like, so I don't have expectations. I just, like I said, I take it day by day. Today was a good day. See you tomorrow.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
So Jamila and I are about to get into our segment, Spin It. It's where you send your messy, low-down, salacious, disgusting scenarios in. Now, full disclaimer, Jamila and I are not PR professionals. We just simply studied PR in college, and we love the hustle. And we'll help you put a good spin on your story. Now, keep in mind, the advice might be unhinged and it may be immoral, but that is literally what PR is. It's not always ethical. It's how you're going to get out of your pickle dick. So Jamila, what do we have this week?
So guys, before you send in your Spin It, 2 things I want y'all to do. Please include ages of people involved, because it matters.
It does matter.
It matters for our advice, the type of advice we'll give. And number 2, if you are going to use fake names or aliases, please use names. Don't be doing friend A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. I'd be too confused. I don't know if I'm dyslexic.
I was about to offer if I should read it, Jamila. He was so damn confused.
Too much. I was having a damn stroke. So just go ahead and give them fake names so I can make sure the story go along, because I'm going to get confused. Okay, auntie, not that sharp.
And don't forget the email is at unhingedimmoralpod@gmail.com.
Alrighty, let's get into it. First of all, love y'all down, but let me get right to it. I have these 2 friends. They are not necessarily friends, but they are by extension of me. We have a group chat. We've gone out together. They've given each other advice, things like that. So anywho, we'll just call them Brianna and Catherine. Brianna and I have been friends for about 12 years. Catherine and I have been friends for about 6 years. Catherine and her man are going through a separation. Brianna knows this, and Catherine's man as well. We have all hung out at bars and whatnot. One night, Brianna and I go to the bar, and she's like, oh, come with me. I'm about to meet this dude at the spot. Get to the spot. Lo and behold, it's Catherine's man. I stopped dead in my tracks. I'm like, the fuck is this? So he's acting like everything cool. Brianna is hugged up on him. And I'm like, y'all know I'm telling, right? Y'all dead wrong. Brianna is like, that's not my friend. That's your friend. I just want to know what y'all would do in this situation.
That's so short, sweet, and to the point. Oh, shit.
Well, shit. Y'all are in a group chat?
She out of line, girl.
She out of fucking line.
Oh,
she's out of line, but she's also crazy as fuck for inviting you over to see her doing some salacious ass shit.
You know what? Why she was it? Brianna? Who was with whose man? Brianna was with. Brianna
was on Catherine.
Okay, so Brianna did that to get it out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because, and you know what? I damn near respect Brianna. I damn near respect Brianna for at the top inviting you because she said, that's not my friend. You are the anchor and the link between us, the two of us. And I just want to go ahead and get this out the way. I'm fucking this lady man.
And it's not a secret. I'm not sneaking around.
If she was,
she don't need to know my tea.
If she was willing to invite you and she knows you're that girl's friend, it is absolutely not a secret. They'd be outside together. And they've been outside together.
Wait, hold on. I need to figure out which ones was getting a separation.
It's Catherine.
Catherine and her man.
And she been friends with Catherine for.
Well, yeah.
And she gave years. Who was Catherine was 6 years and Brianna was 12.
Brianna and I have been friends for 12 years. That's your best Judy, though. Well, maybe
and
not,
that's why Brianna had you.
Yeah,
and that's why Brianna don't give a damn because y'all been friends so motherfucking long. She said, "Girl, you was my friend first. I don't give a fuck."
I don't know that lady.
I think you should tell Catherine though. I think you should absolutely. But you know what?
Because you are put in a predicament where it's not one of those things where because you are friends with both of them, like you are probably equal friends with both of them, but they are not friends. So like Katie's not in the wrong. I mean, Bree is not in the wrong, right? But that's still Katie's nigga. You're in the middle. You're friends.
Some girls
would
argue Catherine is wrong though because of the fact that they're all in a group chat together and that they've hung out. I'm sorry. Some girls would absolutely argue Brianna's in the wrong because of the fact that they've interacted and they've done all these things. But I think that goes back to who do you consider a friend and an acquaintance? And as you get older, it's a bit. However,
if a bitch is in a group chat with me,
that don't mean we're friends.
Yes, but like my nigga that I'm separating from, like that I would be.
That's out of pocket. That is like Brianna.
Like you wouldn't feel some type of way.
Brianna's out of pocket.
She's out of pocket.
Brianna is out of pocket, but I do understand Brianna being like, "That's not my friend." But you know what else? But you know what else?
It would be one of those things where it's like, "Oh, bitch, you're weird, and I would just never talk to you again." But it wouldn't be on something like
Jamila, because if you think about it, you know what this tells me? Because she said they've all been in, they've shared space. Catherine man been looking at Brianna. Catherine man been
talking. Oh, for sure, and they probably been fucking. That's
probably why they separated, and that's probably why Brianna at the top wanted to let you know what the fuck was going on. She didn't want to be creeping with that nigga no more. Ooh,
I feel like as far as the spin it, we need to spin it for all three girls.
Yeah, okay. This is a fun one, y'all. So first of all,
we need to actually spin all three.
Brianna, you're very easy. As you said, that's not your friend. You can absolutely argue just because we have a mutual friend, just because we've been in shared spaces. And even if we're in a group chat, we're all in group chats. I'm not friends with every person I'm in a group chat with. I would consider them like acquaintances and different things like levels. I think Brianna will have the easier spin because she can definitely say, anytime someone rebuttals with, "Oh, y'all been outside together." Yeah, because we have a mutual friend. Like,
and you can keep fucking him. And as far as how you deal with your friend, like you can't get mad if she wants to tell Catherine. I
think the hardest spin it is going to be for the girl who wrote this in, because from either perspective, you can see like, oh, you gonna stay with your friend you've been with 12 years, or you gonna do what's quote unquote right and wrong. I think that you should since you have a group chat, you should make that bitch tell her in the group chat. Say in the group chat.
Yeah.
Don't put it on yourself.
And I was gonna say, make her be the one to spill the beans so that you don't have to spill. And then whenever your friend Catherine confides in you, then you can be like, "Yeah, I did. Like I told her to tell because I didn't, Like you can kind of play it both sides. To be honest, if you want to keep both your friends. But what's gonna have to happen subsequently is they can't be friends anymore. No, that's not gonna happen anymore. But you can maintain both of your friendships. Yeah, like.
But honestly, Catherine. But you have to think of it from the perspective. Catherine might want her to choose up. Like this is that type of situation where she could lose her friend, either one of them. So the spin it has to be, how can you take yourself out the situation without looking like a sucker? Because I will say, I haven't been in this situation per se, but I've seen it happen and known all parties involved. And the mutual friend saying you don't want to get involved is not the answer you think it is. You're already involved, beloved. You in it now, little sister.
You in it too now. You're in it. Yeah, it's one of them things where sometimes neutrality is a choice.
Yeah, I was going to say neutrality is not going to look good in this particular situation.
That choice is choosing. Like sometimes you think you're not that.
What was it saying? When you stay silent in the face of oppression, you've sided with the oppressor. Like staying silent in this situation is going to give that. It's going to give that.
So I think what you should do is spend most of your time catering to your Catherine friend, only because she's the one that's going to be shit out of luck right now. She's losing her nigga and she's going to feel like she's losing her friend. Brianna's good. She got a new nigga and she don't really give a fuck about Catherine.
Here's the thing.
She probably is not going to be too mad at you either way you go. Like she's she's more so because she knows she did some fucked up shit. So she probably like,
that's why she want to get it out the way.
Be put on the back burner.
Yeah.
You can put her on the back burner for now. Focus on your friendship with Katie. Be there in her time of need while she's separating from this nigga and realizing that, you know, her acquaintance / friend is kind of bogus as fuck. So she's going to have to go through that. So you're going to have to be more of a friend to her and kind of let Bree sit to a side. But then after a while, you can be like, Catherine, you know,
I'm still friends with her.
You know, I still feel
I like
her as a friend. And, you know, I'm not going to put you in a situation where you have to be like around her and shit like that. But, you know, we cool. Like, she cool with me type shit.
So what I think, I really, really think you're already in a group chat and Brianna doesn't give a fuck because, again, she only invited you because she's already in the wrong. She knew it's going to look like in the wrong. She would be in the wrong if you had to find out about this. Like if y'all had found out that she was fucking Catherine Mann, that's grounds for even you to stop being her friend, because that's like, bitch, you're dishonest, you're a snake, right? And you could consider her a snake now, but she came and said, hey, this is what it is. She clearly don't give a fuck. Put her on the spot in that damn group chat and say, hey, and you can warn her that you're gonna put her on the spot, or you don't even have to. I don't even think it's necessary because she don't seem like she give a fuck. I would get in that group chat today and be like, hey, so Brianna, I think that you should talk to Catherine.
You two bitches got something to talk about. And
then when she say play dumb, if she try and play dumb, Brianna, stop playing dumb. You know, you need to tell her something. After that, do what Jamila said, bag back. You can, especially since you already told them at the top that you're telling Catherine, but you don't have to tell Catherine because that, you know, the thing about it is psychologically, even though you're not the one doing the wrong, people don't want to hear bad news. So you could still be categorized as a bad guy. Like you don't want to be like, make it come from the actual villain in the situation. Then you bag back. You cater to Catherine. Do not bring up Brianna since you don't plan on not being friends with Brianna. Like when she starts trying to shit talk Brianna, all you got to do is say, that was wrong. You don't even have to, honestly, I wouldn't even say that was wrong. Say that was crazy. Because the thing about saying.
That's always, listen, when in doubt, that's crazy.
Because if you say that's wrong, then if Catherine wants you to not be friends with Brianna, she gonna put it in your face. You said you thought the bitch was wrong anyway. No, I said that was crazy. I said my bitch was crazy.
I said that's something I wouldn't
have did
and
that.
It's not.
That's not what I would have did.
But she's a fun girl.
She's fun, you know.
So
it just depends on how you want to handle the situation. If you want to keep both of your friends, but I definitely think you need to put Brianna on the spot, and that's gonna be some tea. And I don't know if you messy like me, but that's gonna be some tea. Because putting Brianna on the spot, especially. And I would be so interested to see if Brianna going to be offended by being put on the spot, because it's like, bitch, you already brazen. You invited me out, told me bitch wasn't your friend. And you told me, and I told y'all straight up, I'm finna tell her. So I just decided you tell her. I don't want to tell her.
Yeah. And also, here's the thing. Sometimes you may look at something one way and the other two parties involved may look at it two different ways, right? So, for example, you said, you know, they're not necessarily friends. They're just more so friends by association through you. But that may not be how they're interpreting their friendship or their relationship. Catherine may feel like they have some sort of defined friendship. Brianna may feel like they have some sort of defined friendship.
Not.
Or lack thereof. So honestly, what you're interpreting is not always
because you're friends with both of them.
Think.
Yeah, you're friends with both of them. So you're you know what? That is a really good point, especially as someone who participates in these type of dynamics, being an anchor friend and also being a friend who latches on because we're all just moving together. And I can, that's why I'm saying Brianna's shiesty, but I'm not going to say she wrong because I know what it's like to, we're going to go out all together. And I'm familiar with my homegirl's homegirl. That's not my friend though. I would not feel no ways about fucking with someone she broke up with. That ain't my friend. No, I feel Brianna, like low key, I feel like, it's not my friend. We just got to meet your homegirl. I don't know. Now, for the sake of my home, but the older you get in certain stuff, that's why I want to know their ages, because this is some like early 20s.
But they sound like older, because she says they sound like at least our age or a little bit older, because somebody's married in the situation, because she said separation. She said they're going through a separation. You would not say that if y'all were just dating and y'all broke up. Y'all would just say they broke up.
Things.
That's what I'm saying.
Mind.
Like,
never mind. Brianna, you fucking that lady. They not even divorced.
That's what I'm saying, girl. Listen,
you got me over here sounding like a fucking slut.
I'm like, now I don't know.
I was trying to figure out why you
is.
Wait, I was trying to figure out like what you can't wreck no apartment. That is a lease. That's a lease,
baby. Them papers ain't even signed yet. That's what I'm like, no.
First of all, already, girl, no, I changed everything I said. Wait,
that's why I said she needs to focus on her friend Catherine.
Start over. First of all, you need to cuss Brianna smooth the hell out. Now, as a Christian, I respect marriage. Thank you talk about the religious combo. Now, as a Christian, I do respect the sanctity of marriage. And the thing about them people not divorced, if they separate, that means they not divorced. You fucking up. You fucking somebody's husband. And then you got the unmitigated gall to bring that girl home, girl.
To invite her
bitch,
friend.
I'm not even on your side no more. You need your ass whooped.
Like, that's crazy. That's crazy
as fuck. And you know what? Actually, you go ahead and tell Catherine.
And as a matter of fact,
and you still do it in the group chat. And you say,
listen,
hey,
homegirl who wrote in, we didn't give you a name. Angela. You should have called Catherine at the bitch house. Katie, your husband is in this bitch house.
You talking about, I'm finna tell her. No, we're finna.
Should have put them on FaceTime. And then,
excuse me, can y'all tell her what the fuck going on, right? You ain't say it was her damn husband now. Hold the hell on. Brianna, that is low down and that is poo shiesty. And you see people who steal husbands, they don't get nowhere. Because you feel me? Alicia Keys done lost her voice. And Gabby Union wrote a book about eating Dwayne Wade's ass. You don't get nowhere by stealing, by doing that, by moving like that now. Shit. You could have at least waited till they got divorced. And then you gonna invite Angela out. Oh.
And mind you, let's pretend Brianna and this husband of the other lady are in love, which I doubt because y'all are just being lustful, slutty whores. But let's pretend y'all are in love. If y'all really wanted this to work out, y'all went about this completely wrong. Because for y'all to just be on that slick shit and then invite the friend over whilst this nigga is currently legally separated, it's just no, that's how you know this is a fast fuck. Because if you truly cared about each other, y'all would have y'all would have done this way more respectful, but y'all didn't care about respect because y'all are whores and sluts. Yeah. And Angela, you need to cuss your friend the fuck out.
And since that's been your friend for 12, since that's been your friend for 12 years, I know you got a rapport. 12 years ago, we was 17, so you can cuss. You've been known to. I don't even know what to say.
Like, what are you doing?
Like, bitch, in that moment, honestly, I did it in front of the nigga. Bitch, what the fuck are you doing?
Girl, what?
This nigga is married.
Nah.
Take the fact.
I don't like that.
I damn near would be like, cut the whole first part out. But you know what? Don't let me get to the point where I realized they was married.
Yeah, please.
It was Jamila's face like, hold on. And I was literally looking at you like, why is you? I don't understand.
Keep all of it.
I don't understand. You're probably like, Mecca, now hold on. You sound like a slut.
Mecca's a home-wrecking hussy.
Ain't wrecking a home you was invited into. And clearly this nigga done invited you into his home. And that don't mean you should have taken up the fucking invitation, especially...
She done made a copy of the damn key.
Especially with a bitch that you done been around. That's crazy as fuck. And
just
they not even divorced
with
yet.
This girl.
Because separated
been on double dates with this bitch.
Separated means... And I'm going to say this. Brianna, I know this oh my God. Angela, I know this your friend. I would take no. You finna make me act like Karen Clark shit right now. Don't have that bitch around your husband in your house. I don't give a damn how long y'all been friends. Now, I say it all the time. I say it all the time.
That's the type of bitch you gotta tell to put on some pants when niggas
my husband in a t-shirt. This is why I don't let bitches come stay in the guest room. Let me tell you something. I don't think that you can wreck a home that you was invited into. Y'all will never get me to say that always in the comments. Oh, y'all never blame man. Y'all never blame. No, it is absolutely the man's fault. It's whoever is in a committed relationship. It's their fault. We're not going to sit here and act like the person who's participating is the most morally upright. Love Ariana ponytail down. And is she going to be around my nigga? Is she going to be around your nigga? And at this point, we can't even get mad at Ari. This is just who Ari is. She's just like to fly sometimes. And I love her for that. Like, I can appreciate her.
She wants your nigga. She gonna
get your nigga. So since I know that
And
about
I
her,
don't
is
know.
she
I
gonna be
respect a
around?
bitch who stay on that. I respect a bitch who just simply is
Just
that.
be
Like, nah, I'm a
yourself.
nigga stealer.
That simply is that.
All right.
I don't know. There's something about fucking somebody else's husband that just do it for me. I respect that. Will you ever be around my husband? Absolutely the fuck not.
Probably not.
Angela,
Not without no chain.
Angela, you need to cuss Brianna smooth the fuck out. And you need to do it in that group chat because this is a moral situation. This is a right or wrong. I feel like the one thing I can say, especially getting older, you can hold your friends accountable without being judgy. And if this is something that you don't necessarily agree with, like if it was me and Jamila, and again, now they will say in the comments, y'all are only girls conditionally. Like you're not a girl's girl if it's your homegirl. And I can somewhat agree with that because let me tell you, if I knew my homegirl was fucking someone's husband, would I agree with it? But I don't know his wife. I don't have no relationship with that lady. Am I gonna be like, oh yeah, cool? No,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
stop being friends with you.
Am I gonna make a joke every chance I get? Yes.
And because I don't agree.
Am I gonna call her a homework and hussy on the low and on the high?
No, I'm gonna do it to her face. Like I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna be fake. I'm not gonna. She's not gonna think this is something that I agree with. But I'm not gonna not be friends with her. Your dad like here is you're friends with both. You're friends with both of these bitches. So you actually do have like a moral situation going on here. And so it is going to look crazy if you do not condemn Brianna for her behavior right now. Unfortunately, you're in a pickle, dick. And you got to do it in front of both them bitches so they know morally where you lie. That's just simply that. And also make it clear that most of the onus is on the husband. Because I also think that's where women get it fucked up at. I want to make that clear. Make it clear that nigga is
they focus too much on the bitch.
Exactly.
Make sure the nigga gets nothing out of this.
Do you get what I'm saying?
He should be starving.
Like the thing is, you're not the most morally upright individual if you choose to participate. But if we're talking like percentages wise, it's giving for me, I always say it's like a 85, 90, 15 to 10. Because this bitch not in a relationship, she don't owe me nothing. Like it's all on you, but I'm just not finna fake the funk like you got good principles and a good foundation. You don't.
Because it's just the fact that there was some, even if they're not the best of friends, you don't have to be the best of friends to not fuck that person's husband.
You know,
if I have any, like, if my husband's gonna cheat on me, please let it be with a random bitch I've never met. Like, why would you cheat on me with a bitch I've been in community with?
Line ball that nigga is, and why he needs belt to ass too. Because why are you shitting where we all sleep?
Shitting in my mouth is actually what you're doing.
You know I'd be around this bitch. And up until this point, I would hypothetically have to still be around this bitch because is Angela married? Because this is now you done put Angela in a predicament. Angela gets married. Now she can't invite Catherine, Brianna, or you know what I'm saying? Because like, what is this?
Because if they're all right, because if she's married, then the niggas be friends. It gets convoluted and sticky icky. Why would you do that, Bree? That dick wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth fucking up other shit. If you gonna be fucking husbands, go fuck some random bitch husband. Don't do that in your circle, even if it's a semicircle.
Because
bitch,
even if you're not friends, what you can be said is y'all run in the same circle, and that's to my point about earlier.
And that's too fucking close.
Too fucking close to be fucking someone's husband. Now I can get with you and be like, that bitch is not my friend. I absolutely understand that, but if you in a group chat together, that means you are in the same circle. You should not be fucking no one husband. You shouldn't be fucking anyone's husband in general. But if you're gonna fuck someone's husband, it shouldn't be a bitch you in the same circle with. Point blank period. That's crazy. That's messy. That's even a bit too messy for me, and I'm a messy ass bitch.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I need your ass whooped.
And you're liable for an ass whooping. So don't be surprised.
And I'm sure Catherine know where you live. If Catherine wanted to run up on your house, girl, she had well within her rights.
And she's well within her rights. Because usually I don't condone beating the bitch ass.
Because that's a whole
usually
issue.
I would not say beat the bitch ass in this situation, but because the bitch know you and y'all run in the same circle, you now get full authority to whoop her ass.
Because that's the whole thing why they won't get up off Brené neck. It wasn't that you fucked that lady husband, it's that you knew that lady.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be the lady's friend. And it's too close. Because even if it's just a lady you know from the grocery store and you say once a week, I would even been like, well, that's out of pocket. But okay, y'all, now it's clicking. Oh, we've been in the same space. We go out together. We're in a group chat. Brianna Jack.
Probably been at that lady house.
That's what I'm saying. She probably know where she lives.
You dead wrong, bitch.
You done seen these
dead wrong.
Girl, Brianna, you got to go to hell. I hope you send this to her. You send this to her. You send this to her. And you send it to Catherine. To Catherine, you are an amazing, loving woman. You going to be all right. Fuck these bitches. And damn near, Angela, you might have to choose up, girl. I don't know. Catherine,
Yeah.
because Catherine will also be well within her rights at this point to be like, if you friends with that bitch, I don't fuck with you. Catherine will be absolutely in her rights and well within her rights to do that.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what
good luck to you.
because that's what I would do.
Good fucking luck,
Bitch, that's your friend? Girl, fuck you and her and him. Fuck all y'all.
We're going to take a break. And we're back. We are finna read some of your comments that y'all leave us on various platforms. We absolutely love this part. So we get to hear y'all's thoughts of the episodes and how you're liking the podcast so far. So please be sure to leave your comments and we'll be sure to read them online. If we don't read them online, we will read them anyway because we love to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions. So let's get into it.
These are from Apple and Gab SZVD said, love them. Listening to y'all puts me in a good mood. Oh, listening to y'all yap puts me in a good mood. I love smart and funny women. Thank you so much. As a yapper, that warms my heart. Morgan.Nicole sparkly emoji said, favorite podcast. Absolutely love the podcast, which is no surprise because you ladies are two of my favorite creators on TikTok. Every Thursday morning, I'm in the car dying and talking to y'all like y'all can hear me. Love you guys. Oh my God, love you too, Morgan.
This is from Jarrell Walton. Mecca clocking Shakespeare with this wet and wavy half wig and Jamila proclaiming him to be a femtop has warped my mind, shake my head. I see him writing his plays, twirling that hair and just knowing he ate that other playwright girl.
Sure did.
Exactly.
House of Shakespeare.
Is from Shay. This is from Shay. As someone who tried the new wave Christian churches, most are operated like cults. I spent my college years in new wave non-denominational church. I'm so glad I had the spirit of discernment to get out of there. I couldn't ask questions or challenge the authority of the pastor. While preach what you want, diversity and inclusion, but when a POC is telling you that if that's what you want, you need to change things up. I got essentially excommunicated for being loud and Black. Well, no shade, but baby, going to a white church should have told you that. Girl, you didn't need a girl. What you doing going to a white church? That like going to a white church is like step 5 in white supremacy.
I don't think that there's nothing a white man can tell me about my afterlife. I don't have no interest in none of that. And I mean,
sorry that was
that's
your
why y'all who stand Joel Osteen, not interested. Not interested.
There's no way you have a good spirit.
Not interested, baby.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I just had to say that. This is from Nairi. Jamila, give Change Church a try. It's in Duluth, but you do have to get there a little bit early to park and get a seat. No.
Ooh, hallelujah. Maybe we'll go when I'm in Atlanta. You know, I like a good church service.
Brooke is the Spices, whatever. I think Tabitha shouldn't have said anything about the boycott just yet. I feel like the Target boycott wasn't even really decided, just an idea. I was planning on just supporting those Black-owned businesses via their website, but I wasn't aware Tabitha didn't have her line before Target. I understand why she wanted to speak on it so early now. Supporting those businesses via their website, if they have one, is more reasonable than asking them to pull their brand from Target. True tea. Al says, Mecca, please. When Palestine was happening, it's almost like you use the word as an adverb. That's a whole country.
My apologies.
You know, the old Palestine. Mecca's just from around the way, y'all. Forgive her. She's just ghetto.
Sometimes we shorten things. We were talking about Black Lives Matter, and I did say I meant the Palestinian genocide that was happening. I know you guys are very strict about these things, and I'm not always politically correct.
Mecca's just a Black girl from Sacramento. Give her a break, guys. She's just ghetto.
Said free Palestine. It was genocide is bad. It doesn't matter where it's happening. It's happening all over the world. It's not okay, guys.
Woo!
Shout out to Palestine though. By land, by sea, Palestine will be free. Kayla said, I agree with so many points y'all made. I had one to add. As I've been thinking about this since seeing Tab's video and reading more about the rollbacks, I do think that to the point of Tab and the other business owners who, I'm blind as shit, hold on. business owners who really don't have the resources to survive a boycott. I don't understand why pooling resources and crowdfunding to support so we can protest it hasn't been suggested, especially by those trying to encourage folks to keep shopping at Target instead of boycotting. The AP did an article about it and highlighted that despite Target still committing their $50K for Twin City Pride, once they informed the nonprofit they'd be rolling back the DEI, Twin City made the decision not to take the money and went to their community instead. They were able to raise almost $100K and replace Target's money and then some. That's a really good suggestion. I wouldn't have even thought about that. But on the last episode, we had someone who was actually like an organizer and a planner. And I think that taking advantage of people who really do this for a living and are really knowledgeable, because like we're just spitballing out ideas here like on TikTok, but there are people who do this for a living. And I think
always look to them.
Platforming them and really listening to them, because oftentimes when they're talking, people boo them because they're very realistic about timelines. Because remember that person said, this is something that can take months, even years to like execute properly. People don't want to hear that, everything's about a quick turnaround. So I think being more cognizant of that and really listening to what the professionals have to say, because this is a good idea. And I didn't even know that was like an option. Yeah. Okay. Ayana 3175 said, the religion portion, chef kiss. I literally have been the one questioning since a child. And as I've gotten older, because of what I've been told or told to believe, it never made sense. And a few people I know are super Christian. And sometimes I find myself asking, is it me? When I see them repost something religious and I don't believe or agree. Yes, I do go to church and I love my pastor down, but I can't bring myself to be a part of a religion that people do things in which said religion is against. Great episodes, cousins. Love y'all down. That's super fair. Because one thing about the church, them niggas be in there fucking. But when I talk about everybody else, child, them drummers be trying to fuck you. Some of them fuck good too. I can't tell y'all how I know that though. Cynthia Nicole. Cynthia. Oh, I like that. Cynthia Cole said, the quotables in this episode alone need to be in the end of the year recap. Jamila and the you atheist Satanist bitch had me cackling out loud. The religious point of the episode was very well done. Thank you. CYU band said, we have to bring gay back to the church, please. And then just Quiana said, a barbecue could actually be a cute little event. Oh yes, like a Barbie themed barbecue.
I saw that comment.
I saw the other comments about people being like, oh yeah, Mecca is saying barbecue. Excuse me, I just like a cute little barbecue. I had some barbecue when I was in Dallas too. It was pretty good. Some good brisket. Well, Jamila, are you looking into the camera? What are you doing?
Yeah, wrap it
I was gonna say, you just stopped. You texting a nigga.
I'm done with the podcast.
I'm so disillusioned.
We recorded a double episode today. I know you might could tell, like we're at the tail end of this. We just simply changed outfits. But thank you guys for listening.
Sometimes when I get disillusioned, my eyes start to separate like a chameleon.
You go cockeyed? Mine do that too.
So I kind of had to knock them back into place and be back regular.
Period. Well, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, keep up with us, and we'll see you guys next week. Happy Valentine's Day.
And subscribe to the Patreon.
Oh, yes. Shameless plug. Shout out to everyone who has subscribed to the Patreon in the last month since we started it. Like, y'all are so lit. We are pumping content out. And
we hit 400.
I know we hit 400 subscribers. Y'all are really engaging with us too. Like, when we were first getting subscribers, people were like kind of hesitant, but now I'm seeing like people commenting. We have been putting out videos every other day. We actually need to record our Insecure rewatch video still. And we're just really having fun with it. So thank you guys so much for your support. The link is in both of our link trees. It's $3 per month. And the price of the coffee, I don't know.
It's so low, you'll forget about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But thank you guys so much for another episode, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Unhinged and Immoral is hosted by Jamila and Mecca.
Produced by Melisa D. Monts and Diamond MPrint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Llorens.
Production assistant by Melanie D. Watson.
Music by Audie and Brooklyn Billionaires.
And graphics by Claudia Choi.